Awesome. So we started the recording. Sasha, thank you very much for joining us for this little AMA to talk about your product and your project as well. So could you just give us like just introduce yourself and just explain us a little bit about who you are and what's the project about?
Sure. I'm Sasha. I'm the founder of Mobula. So I'm also the founder of Stay Safe, which is a crypto tool. I've been into crypto for 2 years now, into DeFi for now 1 year and a half maybe. And 1 year ago, I started to build staysafe.org, which is basically the number one crypto scanner, the first one and the most used. So we are in talks, to give you an example, with PancakeSwap to be integrated in all the trades on the UI, so the user can have a security report. We are integrated on Dex Tools, on Dex Screener. At the peak, we had, I think, 2 million monthly unique visitors. Now, of course, with the bear market and the DeFi winter, if I may say, we have much less visitors. But yeah, I think that's what we've done in the past. And now we are building Mobula. So to keep it short, Mobula is a multi-chain decentralized ecosystem. Basically, it's the only place where you can see live data about multiple blockchains combined in one page. For example, you can see on the Bitcoin page all the trades from all the wrapped Bitcoin on all the EVM compatible blockchains, and we are extending that soon to other layer ones. But you will see phantom trades, BNB chain trades of the wrapped Bitcoin live all in one place. You have also a multi-chain DEX that we are extending to a bridge this week. Yeah, I think the main thing is the multi-chain system and the decentralization.
Awesome. So I guess so yeah. So for those who don't know, actually, yeah, you were one of the devs behind Stay Safe. Yeah, the fact that you guys got 2 million views is huge. It's so huge, especially at the peak. So just to get back a little bit, what were the lessons you've learned by working with Stay Safe for a little bit that pushed you into deving Mobula? Was it because you wanted something bigger than the Stay Safe project was?
Well, there is three things. I think the first thing is what we learned from Stay Safe, the mistakes we learned, and then there is the why Mobula. So about Stay Safe, if I've done, I think, two main mistakes. Both of them are about the token, the Safe token. So the first mistake was to launch the token before the utility. So that's, in my opinion, the worst thing to do. You can emit some tokens and even sell some tokens as a sales system before launch, before the launch of your project, I mean. But launching your token publicly tradable before the launch of your project is, I think, a huge mistake. So I really regret that point. The other point I regret with the token is the poor utility it had at first. No, we had more utility to it, but clearly the only thing we had, and it's something that's the case on a lot of projects, is the buy and burn system. In my opinion, it's not enough at all. The good system is the staking redistribution system for obvious reasons. When you are doing buy and burn, so you are buying on one single market, so your impact depends on one single market. For example, if you have a pair on BNB with 100K dollar in liquidity and another pair in USDT, for example, with 10K you buy on the 10K pair, you have 10 times more impact on the price. So it
Yeah.
doesn't really make any coherent sense to build with buy and burn. And that's why we prefer to use staking and also to use the token to decentralize the governance of the platform. And that's something we didn't do with Stay Safe. So I think about the mistakes. Those are the two, releasing the token too early and not using it enough for the decentralized governance. Now about why Mobula, that's also something we ended up thinking thanks to Stay Safe. On Stay Safe, we tried to find a decentralized way to have token logos when people were scanning, some kind of decentralized API around metadata for tokens. And that's something that wasn't present at all on the market. You had centralized databases like Trust Wallet, but nothing decentralized. And that's where I started thinking about building a decentralized system for list indexing metadata around tokens. And that's what was Mobula at first. After that, we realized the potential of building a platform around that protocol. And that's why we made the overall Mobula platform, I think.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, actually, your reflection on the utility of the token is key. That's very true. That you have many tokens that kind of use their utility or revenue utility just to buy back and burn, but that's not a circulating utility. So it's good that in that project, you were able to integrate that circular utility in Mobula, at least, which is going to be very key. Was that what led you also to choose the fact that it was multi-chain, because you really wanted for it to be used as much as possible on as many chains as possible?
The multi-chain is, in my opinion, not an option. I mean, now if you start to build a project, the only thing that explains that other apps aren't multi-chain is because they were too early. But now the multi-chain vision is obvious. Like most of the assets now are multi-chain. Why
Mm-hmm.
would you restrict your user to one chain? Even cross-chain applications like DEX tools aren't multi-chain. They are offering multi-chain vision, but not one global vision of those chains. And that's the
Yeah.
problem. And I mean, it's not about thinking about solving a problem because the problem is so obvious. It's just that because we have the good timing, I guess, it's now that the multi-chain vision is obvious for all the ecosystem, and we are the first one building without the technical depth of building cross-chain. We are the first to be
Mm-hmm.
able to innovate, but in the future, I'm sure everything will be multi-chain because it's much easier for the user.
Yeah, no, that's very true. Especially for Dex users, it's a lot easier for them to interact with all the chains. So tell us a little bit about and then we're going to be going over about the utility rather than token. But I suppose token is zero tax, obviously, and also do you what chains are you planning on being bridged on? ETH, AVAX, Matic. Could you give us a little bit more details?
Sure. So at first, we were thinking about deploying Mobula on Avalanche, Polygon, and BNB chain. That's where we are right now. We will extend that to all the chains supported by Layer 0. So if you don't know Layer 0, it's basically the future. Like really, it's an amazing protocol that allows interoperability between blockchains, between EVM blockchains. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what we are using for the bridge. It's trustless and decentralized. And Layer 0 supports maybe 10 or 11 EVM compatible blockchains, the biggest. So you have ETH, of course, you have Moonbeam, you have Harmony, things like that. So basically, we will be deployed on all those blockchains because, I mean, why not? We won't add liquidity in all those blockchains. We will
Okay.
centralize the liquidity in one blockchain. The liquidity added by the core team, I mean, but everyone is free to add liquidity wherever he wants. But being able to bridge the asset where you want is, I think, so important. If we have some Mobula users on Moonbeam that want to use Mobula and Moonbeam, why restricting them, So
Yeah.
I think we will be everywhere we can.
And will you be able to integrate new blockchains once the token is out, or are the token fixed once you've devved the token basically?
No. The bridge system is built on burn and mint.
Mm-hmm.
We can add the number of chain we want after launch. It's as flexible as possible.
Okay, so yeah, so you won't be limited to only the blockchains you're choosing. That's awesome. So the fact that it's the fact that the token is mint, burn and mint. Did you guys took the necessary measure to make sure it was exploitless the contract, because we've seen a lot of minting contracts getting exploited last year. Obviously, they were new and a lot of them were copy and paste. But whenever there's mint, there's risk. So is that also something that you guys have looked into?
Yeah, definitely. The thing is that you're totally right, and that's why I didn't want to build the bridge at first, because when you build a bridge without a layer 0, you have to have a centralized entity in the middle, a middleman server, and that's where all the exploits are coming. If you took maybe the 10 biggest hack in crypto, it's all about bridge exploits, only bridge exploits. And that's why I didn't want a bridge for Mobula. Now with
Okay.
layer 0, you can build decentralized, trustless bridge based on layer 0 technology, which is trusted by a lot of projects. So of course, there is still a possibility of exploit on layer 0 side, but we are mitigating that by the fact that it's used on tons and tons of projects. It has been audited, re-audited. It's something shipped by Binance Labs. So I'm pretty confident about that.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Are you also looking to integrate potentially lose-less technology into your product as well? I don't know if you heard about it.
Sorry?
Lose-less technology.
Lose less?
Yeah.
No, can you explain me what it is?
I mean, I'm not going to go in detail, but it's something new that I kind of seeing on a few project popping. It's very interesting, and it helps mitigate in case of, funds being stolen, hacked, or exploits happening, enables to freeze almost immediately whatever is happening. So I don't know if the full version is out, but it's definitely something interesting to look into. I'll send you the link. Maybe that can help you. I just saw it on a few projects recently, so that's why I was mentioning it.
Cool. It's lossless.io.
Yeah, I believe that's it. Hold on, let me check. Lossless.io. Actually, yeah, 1 second. Lose less. Yeah, it should be something like that. Yeah, I'll just check it later. But yeah, that's the name, and a lot of good projects that I'm following, and that are like using that tech, and they're the first one I see using it. So I don't know if it's fully dev yet, or if they're doing POCs, I mean proof of concepts, but still it's interesting tech. Anyways, so that was for the token. So very interesting. Tokenomics definitely changes from the tokenomics you're used to see in this current market. So now regarding your utility, then we're going to be talking a little bit about utility, and then the modalities as well of the pre-sale, private sale for the people here listening to us. So for the utility, I saw a question from Athos, and then after I'm going to be opening the questions to the community. But what are the main advantages of using Mobula over CMC or Messery as a data aggregator?
The main advantage, I would say, is that you get data in real time, because we are using the same tech as DEX tools and KuCoin. that are streaming the blockchain to get the latest data, while on CoinMarketCap, they are using centralized exchange API, so they need to wait for all the exchanges to be updated, then to update on their server, then to transfer this update to their front end, while here directly from the front end, you are getting the blockchain data. So you are ahead of the market, at least ahead of people using CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko.
Okay.
You are also watching only trustless data. We are only getting data from the blockchain, so it can't be faked in any way, while on CoinGecko, you are probably seeing maybe 90% of the data, which is totally bullshit. For example,
Yeah.
if we look at Stay Safe, we are listed on CoinTiger, which is, I would say, almost a scam exchange, which is sending probably only fake data to CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap. So on CoinTiger, you add a very low real liquidity on Seifu. With $100, you could make it 3x, and it was sending to CoinGecko that we had 200k daily volume. So CoinGecko was thinking that CoinTiger was deciding the price of Seifu over PancakeSwap, and we
Yeah.
just had to buy $100 of Seifu to be in CoinGecko top gainers. So that was pretty.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's clearly a problem. If you can fake data with like almost no effort like that, I think that's a problem, and that could be a problem for users watching this data too. You are also getting obvious advantages by integrating Web3 tech. For example, you can buy the assets directly on the platform. You can track your portfolio without having to sign up, verify your email, and manually adding one asset after the other. We are automatically generating your portfolio by tracking your buy and sells on chain. So yeah, I think the overall user experience is improved. It's how can I say, it's frictionless. If you are onboarded on an EVM blockchain, it's so much easier to use than a CoinMarketCap or a CoinGecko, where you will need to sign up, etc. So yeah, I guess the main thing is the friction removed and the multi-chain live data.
Yeah. No, I see. I see. I see what you mean. So yeah, the fight for the data quality is like at the core of your product, basically. Because what we see is actually interesting, because we see a lot of projects dumping, almost having no volume on PancakeSwap or no new buys. They're showing $3.5 million volume. So there's clearly volume manipulation. Actually, I was actually wondering if that was the case, because they were mostly doing trading or purchases on a specific exchange, which was tracking the data, watching the exchange. And so, CMC or CoinGecko was reporting that data, and not from, all the sources available. So yeah, it's actually a very interesting take. So my second question is, could you just talk to us a little bit about the advantages of being a Mobulers? What's in it for people joining your community? Could you just walk us through right now and even in the future?
Sure. So let's define what's a Mobular first, because I think we don't have the same definition. So a Mobular is a protocol DAO member. So there is two DAO in Mobula: the governance DAO, which is open to all Mobula holders, and we have the protocol DAO, which is a bit harder to get in. To get in the protocol DAO, you need to reach out DAO rank 2 members. Then they will send you a quiz. You need to reply to learn, of course, about Mobula, to read the light paper, the white paper, to dig into the platform. And then you have a quiz of 10 questions. You need to succeed to that quiz. And then every Thursday, we have a call with all the DAO members that have been accepted, and you need to read with all the other DAO members the DAO charter where you are engaged to
Okay.
for the decentralization, for the data validation. So basically, to enter, it's a little bit more tricky, but you don't even need to hold Mobula. It's really of the financial incentives, because we want it to be as reliable as possible. If we said you need 100K mobile to enter, well, only people with mobile can enter. So you are cutting a little bit of the veracity of the data, because not everyone can mitigate the risk. So with this DAO, you are earning Mobula every day, because you
Okay.
have projects to validate. You review the projects, and if you are making the good choices, so you vote, validate, or reject, you see a new listing. If the data is correct, for example, you will review the website, you will review the Twitter link of the project, the smart contracts, and if everything looks good, you validate it. If all the DAO validated, you get the right decision, the majority decision, and you are rewarded in Mobula. So the interest is that you are paid. So it's like a
Mm-hmm.
job. You are also part of a really strong community, the DAO of Mobula. And yeah, you also have somehow control on the overall quality of the DeFi data, because as I explained, Mobula is a protocol, not only a platform, and we are currently being integrated as we speak on Dex Screener, and we will be integrated on more and more platforms as we grow. So yeah, I think those are the main advantages for Mobula.
Okay, that's really awesome. So um, so yeah, so your platform, your community are already very complete. Did you are they already taking part of? Is your community already actively taking part? Have you noticed recently, like a lot of changes in your community? Do you, like they're becoming more and more active as development progresses? How's the feeling in the Mobula group?
Yeah, definitely. I think the tools we are building for community incentives are really effective, because I mean it allows us to get activity on the group at a level that's rare for many of the groups in this crypto winter, and we don't even have a launch date. We didn't have any press sales, so we don't really have skin in the game involved members yet. But people are here talking. DAO members are here. People are working for more than 6 months now in the DAO. Some of them they earn
Yeah.
Mobula for 6 months. They haven't been able to cash out. They keep going. They keep rigorously, reviewing data. And yeah, I think that's a proof that everything in crypto isn't about being liquid, being tradable, being launched. You can
Hmm.
build something serious uh, using crypto technology without being exposed to IPO, public trade problems, for example, pressure, etc. And yeah, I think that's really a case study of what you can do without listing your token to incentive your community.
That's awesome. No, that's awesome. Yeah, you're really doing things differently. So before we jump on to the community question, you've mentioned that you were about to start your raise. So could you just give us a few details of who can participate to the raise? What are the criteria to participate to the raise, or even the amount to the raise, whether it's the seed or even later the private, the pre-sale, if the seed is full?
Sure. So, of course, we have a lot of demands on the DeFi space, on the community space, and on the institutional space. A lot of inquiries about when are we launching, how much are we raising, what are the tokenomics. We aren't much focused on that at the moment. Our main strengths, I would say, on that is that we have the trust of investors. Sorry, so we
Yeah.
will probably do a little raise in October. So that's I may call it a pre-seed probably. We won't raise more than 100K. But we are mainly doing that because we want to hire more people. So for now, we are fully auto-funded, but we are burning $0 per month. So if we hire someone, we will be burning. And we really want to hire 2 or 3 more technical talents to scale the technical team. So we may be raising, I think, 100K, something like that, early October, without defined tokenomics, without defined vesting. We will have a legal terms to sign. We are doing that properly. So yeah, it's only for real believers, people close to us, I guess, because you won't invest with those kind of terms with unknown people. But I mean, anyone is free to try to participate. Just reach me out or anyone from the core team, and we will see. So we need, of course, to give a spot to everyone that deserves his spot. So mainly for our partners, for influencers, etc. But I mean, if you think you can add something to the project and you want to invest in the seed sale, just shoot us a PM.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So you guys have heard it. I'll put in the launch Sasha's DM, if that's okay with you, or anybody, your team's DM, if they have inquiries on how to contribute. And so awesome. So if you still have a few minutes, there are a few community questions here for you. Okay, so we have a question from Patrick that asks, how will you ensure that Mobula will stay on top in the years to come? And what strategy will your team use to make it competitive in this market? It's true products today have a difficulty to last. So yeah, I guess a lot of people are actually interested to hear your long-term plans for this.
Sure. So the long-term plan for Mobula is to make it as decentralized as possible. So the core team will be, over the years, less and less operational. So we plan to retire in approximately 2 or 3 years. For 2 or 3 years, we will ensure to build a strong foundation, a strong decentralized foundation, to then let it go to the decentralization. If we have a decentralized working product, we can't stop it because it's scalable at infinite, it's flexible at infinite. When you have a huge tech company that needed to scale by hiring people, you can't easily cut off and say, okay, we need only all of the staff now. It's a bit more complicated. So the main goal is to decentralize all the infrastructure, the code review, the development, the product management, little by little over the years. The core thing also is to building a platform, building a real ecosystem like Uniswap did. So that's in our 2022 roadmap, building the decentralized API. So we plan to build, I don't know if you ever heard about the graph, but we had to rebuild our own the graph-like technology to make Mobula work, and we plan to release it open source and decentralized later next year. Basically, the market cap of the graph is $1 billion. We plan on doing that on the multi-chain scale, so with the graph for where you can aggregate for multiple blockchains at the same time. And yeah, the main thing is to focus on building an ecosystem and to get it as decentralized as possible, I would say.
Okay, awesome. Patrick, I hope that answered your question. So we have another question from Media Ketter who asks, to become a coin market cap that user operate and prefer, the product needs to have solved or be able to fix some issues or problem that users had with the original CoinMarketCap. What are the projects done towards this end, and what has been the progress so far? I guess he's referencing to all the accusation of rugs listing a lot on CoinMarketCap, like Squid Games last year, or fast tracking as well, and bribing.
Sure. Yeah, so we solved most of those issues with our protocol with the DAO. So for example, the fast track isn't a problem on Mobula. Actually, if you think about it, there is no problem bringing a service like that has value with money. The only problem with fast track on CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap is that they are unofficial. You are paying someone on Telegram randomly and boom, you are listed. That's a big problem. We want always on Mobula to have transparent system, so you will be able to pay on Mobula with a little slider. For now, it's not integrated, but it will in the future. A little slider to select how short you want to be listed, and the more you pay, the faster you are, but it's seamless. This money is then used for the DAO. So the main way we solve transparency issues from CoinMarketCap is by bringing all that on chain. For example, all the protocol is on chain. It's done via smart contracts. So there is no way to do shady stuff. I think that's, if the problem was about the transparency, I think that's how we solve it.
I see. I see. Very, very, very interesting answer. I hope that answered your question, Media. Thank you for that complete answer. So we're going to be taking a few more questions because we're approaching the 40 minutes mark of the AMA. Favor, she asks, I am not used to all the technical terminology of blockchain technology. How can a simple trader use your platform effectively and efficiently? In terms of, I guess she mentions in terms of trading, swapping, and everything. Would it be complex? Will you be able to do chart analysis, all that stuff like you would be able to do on PooCoin, for example?
Well, about chart analysis, that's my to-do of tonight. We are integrating TradingView tonight on Mobula, so you will be able tonight to do so. About trading, it depends on your knowledge. So if you know how to work with a basic DEX like PancakeSwap or Uniswap, you are good to go. We are working. I saw on Stargate, so I think I already talked about Stargate today, but I saw on Stargate, I sent the link in the chat because it's really crazy. I've never seen that before. A super, super easy way to use a DEX. They call that walkthrough mode. And yeah, I really liked it. So we may implement that for beginners on the blockchain technology later on. Let me send that. I need to find our chat. Okay, perfect. I'm in. Yeah, I think I'm.
You can send it to me via DM if you want to, and I'll send
I
you.
sent it.
Awesome.
Basically, you have a super cool walkthrough mode where you can easily trade tokens. But if you aren't onboarded on an EVM blockchain, if you don't have a MetaMask or something like that set up, you won't be able to do anything and set up your MetaMask, honestly, because it's the future, in my opinion. Not MetaMask, but being onboarded on a blockchain, on an EVM blockchain, it's super important. So yeah.
Awesome. So we just approached the 40 minutes, which marks the end of the MA, and I'm going to finish with the question from Globule. Salut Globule. That says, when Binance?
Yeah, so we are in touch with CZ. No, I'm joking. But maybe one day. Thanks,
They
Global.
have, if it interests you, I don't know if you saw it, they have their incubators program or accelerators program. If you don't want to be part of their incubators, they have an accelerator program opened this autumn. I think it's still open. sometimes they have to, if you have an interesting product, to list faster. I know Coin 98 went through that process to get listed.
Yeah,
Okay, awesome.
that's always good to take. So yeah, I may check that. Thanks.
Yeah, of course. I'll send you the link if I find the guy who, because I met the Binance guys, at least the French ones, the French, I mean the French Parisian tech, whatever, in March. So they sent me everything in case I found products who needed it. So I'll just send it to you. All right, awesome. So that ends it up for the AMA. We just went on to the 40 minutes mark, so it's perfect. Sasha, thank you very much for coming. Do you have any last word you want to say to the audience?
Yeah, sure. Join Mobula DAO. Join the protocol DAO. It's free. You can earn money. You are making something for the good of DeFi. So yeah, just try to join. See you next Thursday for the DAO call. Yeah, just hit me up and I'll send you the link to the process.
Awesome. And before I forget, also, guys, Sasha will be picking some of the questions here and reward some mobile. Do you want to do it in your group directly so they join your group and they can check and you can just reward them there?
Yeah, sure. It will be easier with maybe with our Mobula bot.
All right. Okay, awesome. So yeah, for those who have asked questions, I'll post the Mobula group link again and join there and see if you've won some mobile for your questions. Anyways, all right. So that ends it. Thank you very much again, Sasha, and for coming on board. And yeah, we're extremely bullish on your project. I feel like it's gonna be huge. I'm really excited.
Thanks for your time.
Keep up the hard work. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.